Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
I'm Kaylee,
I'm Ashley.
and let's see what
the void says today.
see if the void echoes back today.
Today, we're going to be covering chapters 13 through 15 of Iron Flame.
You sure about that, Ashley?
Nope.
You are correct, though.
Thank you.
So hopping back in, we are back at Bezgaeth. She is, getting back into her studies, jumping back in, readjusting to life, and she's having a conversation with Taryn, and she's kind of questioning a little bit more about what her and Xaden talked about where are these other dragons? How long is your guys' history? Is there anything, interesting to talk about? And he does very, casually mention it. He's like, well, dragons are always holding back knowledge. Like, dragon always has dragon kind knowledge that humans will never be privy to, which I think is really interesting that they start off the chapter with such a big, once again, where are the humans and dragons? What are their standings? How do they interact?
Yep, because he does say, I'm always holding back secret dragon knowledge, but the wards are not among it.
Mm-hmm.
So he does tell her information about the wards and what they need to know about that. But he is keeping secrets, which he has said multiple times in this book, if we think back.
Mm-hmm. And he also says it in the first book as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
this is not a one-time thing. This is a, ooh, how interesting.
A multiple time thing. And, they are going into flight practice. They're on the flight field. I think they're starting flight maneuvers.
Yeah.
And this is where she finds out that, what's his name?
Varish?
There it is. I was like, Virgil. I don't know why I almost called it. Like, no.
Virgo.
Think about it. That Varish comes in and says that she is going to be punished. I put that in air quotes because you don't really know what he necessarily meant by that before she left. That she's going to be punished because Indarna is not there.
Yeah. Indarna didn't show for dragon flight maneuvers and stuff like he told her that she had to. Mm-hmm. And Violet says, yeah, we're going to go with him because I'm not going to risk Indarna's safety and dragon knowledge.
Yeah, or even dragon kind in terms of thinking about it. If they did get such access to a Feathertail, especially because it is kind of talked about that a lot of people would really like to study Indarna.
Mm-hmm. This isn't the first, like I said earlier, but a different topic. This is not the first time that this has been brought up.
Yes. And it kind of cuts to their punishment and her doing just strike after strike of lightning and getting
up in the mountains, not around people.
Yes, and using her signet over and over and over again to try to drill that into her, and almost to the point of burnout, which is extremely scary because she is one of the most powerful signets, and what would they do if they lost her?
Yeah. And it's not that yes, that she's one of the most powerful signets, but also she's bonded to 2 dragons. And so losing her would not be good for Besgaeth, and it wouldn't be good for Navarre because no one's bonded two dragons before. And yes, there's been what do they call it? Just a lightning signet?
Yes.
Okay. Even though
like a lightning wielder, if you want to be
I guess be fancy. The lightning wielder. And there has been one, but not in many, many, many years. Like they've been waiting for one to show back up.
And it's really interesting because, they also mention it that Violet and Xaden are both the first of their signets in that very long time.
And so then Violet is up on the mountain and she is, doing strike after strike after strike. And even Professor Carr is there as well. And eventually Carr's like, hey, Varish, like, this is enough. Like, look at her. She's about to burn out. And he makes her do one more shot. And she makes it up to 40 strikes before she does burn out.
Yeah, before she starts to overheat, and Taryn, like, sweeps her up and just, like, dumps her in a lake, basically. Dumps her in the lake so that she can cool down because she's literally physically overheating, which is crazy. The fact that, like, we're seeing this type of punishment so early on from, like, I don't know. They didn't have this type of punishment last year. It didn't feel like it.
No, I feel like it really shows how the stakes for this book are higher. Like, obviously the stakes were high in the first book just of her learning about the school and her going through her first year. The stakes are different this year, though. Like, which makes sense. I mean, it's a different year. And also they have this new teacher that has been, helping in this college. And as we saw in a beginning excerpt, he was actually fired because they thought his punishments were too extreme. And then they hired him as Besgaeth.
He was relocated. He wasn't technically fired.
Actually. But with that knowledge, it is quite interesting how they're like, oh, you can't be at this outpost, but we can just put you with the kids. It's fine. Can we think about that for a second? Like, how does that make logical sense? It's okay. But the stakes are higher.
I guess when you want to hide away a problematic person, you have to hide them with the kids,
Fair.
That's what a lot of...
You gonna finish that sentence there, Kaylee? She's very entertained by herself. She finds herself so funny.
I do, but I do think it was an inappropriate joke, so I apologize, everybody. I'm going to say just religious infant structures feel the same way. And so do certain governments.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it is very interesting. And, so then after dunking her in the lake, Taryn is like, okay, let's go back. And Imogen and Bodhi find her and are like, what do we do? Like, what happened to you? And they're like, we've never dealt with this before. We don't know how to help a lightning wielder. Like, what do we do? And they end up asking a green dragon, and it tells them to give her food.
Yeah. I mean, but also at the same time, I feel like that's such a logical explanation. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you just exhausted yourself into a pile of nothing. Maybe you should eat something.
That's what you and I say to each other all the time.
Are you okay? Maybe you should eat something. Just
you're a little upset. Here's some food.
Yeah. Like, do you want a piece of candy? Like, do you?
Here's a handful of chips.
Yeah, like
I made this 4-course meal just for you.
Just for you. It's not because you were mean. It wasn't that.
No, it was, I want to help you.
I want to help you. You looked like you were struggling.
All the time. Whenever we're with each other, it's, do you want to get food?
Yeah, like maybe we should eat something. Like I think it's important that we eat something.
I do. I mean, I do. I just think it's really funny if you think about it. I feel like half of our like, I mean, if I had to guess, it'd be like 5 times a day. Did you eat today?
It's just like a logical thing to think about.
It
Also,
is.
with people that have ADHD, they do forget to eat and drink quite often. And I think it's a good check-in. Just like make sure your neurodivergent friends are okay and are eating and are drinking water and, you know, are not grumpy and are not wondering why they're crashing and yawning in the middle of the day while other people are talking about a very serious matter.
We're at
Whatever.
1.
I know.
And so then, Taryn, Violet's concerned and is like, "What are we gonna do? Like, with like, are you okay, Taryn? Is Andarn okay? You know?" And Taryn is like, "I'm gonna deal with dragon matters. You just go like rest, like eat, rest, do what you need to do." And so she leans against Imogen and Bodhi. They're helping her walk in, and they all kind of openly admit that they miss Zayden.
I mean, how could they not? I mean, Zayden held it together.
Yeah. This is their first year not having, like, the leader.
Which is crazy to think about.
It's so crazy, yeah. Yeah. So then, it's the next day, and they are going to the mats because it's sparring, it's gym, whatever. Whatever it is called. And Sloane has not improved at all on the mat. She's still getting her ass kicked and not doing too great.
I mean, it's just such a shame because, like, everybody around us, even in the book, is saying, "Damn, are you sure she's related to Leo? This is crazy. Like,
Yep.
Are you sure she's practicing? What's going on? Like, how is she not improved yet?
Yeah.
Like, actually, though.
Like, even just a little bit. Like, what is happening?" And
even Imogen says that that Sloane is refusing to train with her. Like, Imogen is, like, openly saying she doesn't even want to train with me. Like, she doesn't want to train with Violet, obviously. She doesn't want to train with, like, Imogen. And, you know, the reason why they're there at that extra practice is because Ree, as their squad leader. See, I was going to get there. I was like,
you got there.
As her squad leader, arranged, like, the extra practice because she knew that her squad needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, so Violet and Imogen are watching, because there's multiple matches, not just one mat. So they're watching the matches go, and Imogen does kind of call her out, and she's like, "Why are you, like, not telling your friends about what Varish did?" And she's like, and Violet's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You know, the friends that you've been avoiding like the plague?" And, you know, she's like, Violet's like, "Well, if they knew what really happened, they wouldn't leave my side." And Imogen's like, "You'd be safer." And Violet does respond with, "But they wouldn't be." Which I feel like really shows who she is as a person. That she's very much willing to put herself in harm's way to be a little bit, to give her friends a safer path.
I guess, but I also feel like she would feel so hurt that she didn't get the choice because they didn't tell her the truth, which is basically what she's doing to Zayden. Right?
Can you please say that in a different way? I'm confused.
Sorry, what I'm saying is, I think Violet would be upset at her friends if they did not give her the choice to say, yes, I will be put in danger for you, or no, I will not be put in danger for you.
Okay.
By withholding the truth from them.
Yes.
Which is the exact same reason why she's mad at Zayden. Because she didn't get to choose. And
Yeah.
I just think that it's funny that I think it's hypocritical and kind of funny that she's doing it to her friends when literally the reason. The whole reason why they broke up is because he didn't tell her the whole truth. And she wanted it, and he couldn't give it to her.
Yep. And now she's
Because
doing the
he
same
thought,
thing to her
because
friends.
he thought, sorry, because he thought that it was going to keep her safe. That she would be, like, in less danger if he didn't tell her everything right away.
And now she's doing the same thing to her friends.
Crazy.
Literally the exact same thing.
I just wanted to point it out. Sorry.
It was very important to her, you guys.
Mm-hmm. It was.
But
it
also, it
so
is important. She's being very hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the mentality.
Yeah. I get the
But
mentality.
also, you can't hold someone to this standard if you're not willing to be at that standard yourself.
I agree.
Yep. Go off me.
That's right, Ashley. You tell him.
Ooh, I'm so cool.
Ooh, yeah.
Why do we talk to each other like we're a dog?
I'm not gonna. It's okay. I was like, because I am one, but I don't know.
And so they find out that Markham had a writer killed because a book wasn't returned, which we do know that Violet knew.
Mm-hmm. See, I guess
Wait a minute.
Was the book not returned
on time? It was not returned on time.
was it
but doesn't Violet tell Imogen that? See, they were both there.
I don't know if the book wasn't returned on time. I think the book was just not a book that he should have been taking out. I don't know where the return part came from.
I'm looking. Hold on.
Also, I apologize, Avery, if my stomach is growling really, really loud and you can hear it on the mic.
Are you hungry?
No. It's saying that it is, but I shouldn't be. Because I'll become a skinny girl one way or another. I'm just kidding. I did eat. I don't know why. I'm on my period. I know why I'm like growling. Like my stomach is growling.
I'm hungry.
It's like I'm gonna always be hungry. I know why my stomach is growling. But did I eat like 2.5 hours ago? Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah, I did too. I ate at 2:00.
Yeah. I was like, did I eat earlier? Yeah, I did. But am I still hungry? For sure.
You know, Percy, oh my gosh, I know it's good for him to have stomach noises. I was across the room and I heard, I'm like, thanks for letting me know your stomach's working good, but are you hungry too? Like,
no, he's just passing some gas.
Yeah, definitely. Glutton for punishment. She likes it whenever they kick shit out of her. Monday.
I do like it when people kick the shit out of me.
I'm glad. I'm also glad we paused because I can hear that siren.
I know. Well, this is why I said it, because this is only for Avery now.
Hey, Avery.
Hi, Avery.
How are you, Avery?
Sorry about the beginning. That was weird.
It's just Reddick. Okay. I am confused. Why did we write that?
Also, sometimes I forget our entry, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, also, I was thinking, and I was like, what if we said that, this week we're diving further into Void to talk about Iron Flame, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, yeah, if we were...
Like, to add, like, a little bit into...
If we did, like, the pre-recording, yeah. Like, if we did, like, the pre-recording of, like, our intro or something.
I mean, we could still
had our intro and then be like, you know, welcome back, guys. We're diving further into the Void today with blah, blah, blah. Like, that would be, like, the new opener with the other opener on top of that. Does that make sense?
But we could also
that would be, like, the tagline. Focus. We're still... Focus. Focus.
I'm trying to find it. Matt, her first is Monday. Okay, that's not what I need. Oh. Ha ha
It's
ha
another
ha. Okay, I found it. Hold on. Um, Jack Neville, blah blah blah. Second year from third wing, Justinian I saw hauled away. Was listed on the death roll a couple of days ago. That's his younger brother. Shit. I think Markham killed him because he didn't return a book on time. I think he asked for something he shouldn't have. And yes, I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but there's no other explanation for him being found in his room beaten to death.
And there it is.
Which
Yeah.
wild imagery there.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, we gotta unpause to
Hold on, wait. This is loud when I move it, so let me. Okay.
do all of that again.
Yeah, we were like, wow, let's have a discussion about it. We're not even on. I feel like that's us on a daily basis, though. Like, oh, we're not. Let's discuss it before we start talking about it, and then discuss it again. Okay, now I'm ready. Unpause. So, if we remember back a couple chapters, when Violet saw Yesenia on the field, they saw Ryder be taken, like, by Markham, like, dragged across the field. They weren't on
the courtyard, yeah.
Thank you. I was like, there's a word. On the courtyard. And she tells Imogen that she thinks Markham had him killed. And that he was on the death roll a couple of days ago. And she does say, she's like, I think he asked for something he shouldn't have. And there's no other explanation for him being found in his room beaten to death.
Which I think is crazy.
Because Imogen did bring up, like, oh, the guy that Sloane is fighting is his younger brother. And she's like, oh, like, just because
well, no, it must have been Violet that did it. Well, that brought up the name, because Violet's the only one that has access to the list early.
Yeah.
You know?
So Imogen does say, damn. Imogen shakes her head. I get that. I know it's not Jack, but it looks like Jack, so I'm going to say that. I'm going to say Jake. Jake's channeling some serious anger. I've never seen him hit that hard before. And then she's like, oh, like that's... And then Imogen says, oh, that's his younger brother, when she mentions Neville Jack.
Got it.
Yeah, and Imogen is like,
his
God,
name's
just...
Neville.
Neville, there you go.
His name's Neville now.
Yep. And Imogen does say, like, oh, like, you think Markham had him killed because he didn't return a book on time? Like, that seems a bit extreme.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I think he asked for something he shouldn't have. Which is really interesting that, as far as we're aware, he didn't have a rebellion relic at all. And so the fact that he's asking, like, what was he asking for that got him killed?
Yeah.
Killed. Not just taken away, but killed.
But
beaten to death, apparently. Which is very extreme. Like, that's some wild for one book.
Sorry. Yeah, for one book. And, like, we know that Varish is obsessed with books, because even, like, the way that he searched Violet before going, and he grabbed the books, and she was like, are you studying up? Like, you want to take those? Like, you need a little refresher? And he's like, and he... like sighs almost, like he was upset that she didn't have other books with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting to see how it does seem like they are policing the books, but also, why have them available? Like, yeah, why have them available if you don't want people to have access to them, you know? Like, it's not like there's not a vault in the archive. Like the archive is so big. Yesenia... yeah, like, even Violet says it, like, that there's multiple layers of the archive, and she's only allowed into one. Yeah,
but also, if it's a public archive, why are you getting mad at someone for picking up a book? It's a public archive. You could pick up whatever you want to.
So, I just find it interesting that we are really seeing in this book the tie-in, I guess, between both of, like, the scribes and the writers, and how closely they're actually intertwined.
Yeah. And also, I think we're seeing more of it this book
Mm-hmm.
because now Violet knows. So now we know. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, she's going to pick up on more little things.
Yeah.
She's going to pick up on these little things. So now, because of that, we're getting picked up with her. Like, we're
Yeah.
picking it out with her because that's what she's seeing. And obviously, we're in her head all of the time. Unless we're in a Xaden chapter, which does happen at the end of book 1.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
And so Violet also does open up to Imogen that she knows. Like, oh, Sloane's first fight is Monday. And Imogen's like, how the fuck do you know that? She's like, just, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason I passed all my fighting last year. And so they're leaving. And, like, they're walking out. And Riddick comes up behind her. And Violet moves so quickly and, like, holds a knife or a dagger to his throat. Like, because he approaches behind and she's, like, slams him into the wall and, like, holds a knife to his throat. And then she just, like, it's Riddick. Like, it's just Riddick.
Mm-hmm. But also, I mean, so valid. Like, how many people have tried to kill you this year and how many people tried to kill you last year? Like, you really need to be, like,
On
always
guard.
alert and always on guard.
Which sounds very exhausting.
It does, especially because I couldn't imagine being like, I'm going to school, blah, 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 going through life. And then all of a sudden it's like oh, wait, hold on. Somebody's trying to stab me right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, like, hold
Like,
on a
just, like,
second.
super casually. Like, oh,
Like,
hold on.
okay, we're having a cobbler. We're having a conversation. Just pause 1 second. It'll take like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just, it's okay. Let me step out and just, like, stab somebody. It's cool. Like, casually.
Casually, though. Not uncasual. Like, not fancy? There's another word. Not professionally. Just casually.
Not fancily, though, because that'd be crazy.
And so then Riddick's like, are you okay? Like, that was a lot. Like, whoa, hey, man. Like, it is me. Please don't stab me. I don't want that. And so she, removes the dagger from his throat. And Ree comes over and is like, is everything okay? And Riddick's like, well, she just kind of like, yeah, it's fine. And Violet's like, yeah, sorry, I'm just jumpy because I had the physics test. She's like, well, I offered to help study with you.
Yeah, and, like, the fact that, like, that lie rolls off the tongue so easily for her. It's not like, oh, I'm jumpy because of this. It's just like like, it's the test. Like, I must have so much anxiety. I just need to pull daggers out of my pants and stab people. Like, my anxiety is crazy.
Yep.
Like, listen, we got anxiety, and that's cool. But, like, if your anxiety is so high that you want to stab people, I think we should talk about that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little.
Riddick is the one that kind of covers it too. Like, he doesn't know anything, but he is the one that does say, like, oh, she's probably just nervous about the quiz and I didn't help by startling her like a jackass.
Yeah. But I also think they can tell that something is off.
Yeah,
that, like,
absolutely.
Hey, if this is the lie that you're going to tell us, I guess this is the lie that I'm going to accept, almost. Yeah. And I do feel like Riddick is a lot more accepting of, like, the girls, both of the girls' is, like, moods or behaviors. I feel like even, like, when Ree snaps at him, he's just like, okay. And like, when Violet does it, he's like, okay.
Yep.
So I do like that they have, like, that dynamic that Riddick is just, like, that nonchalant, like, yeah, it's cool, man. Like, we just try to murder each other, like,
but it's okay.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. You want to go get coffee?
Yeah.
And, so then Ree It's like, oh, you're nervous? Let me just run down the big things you need to know. And like one of those is you need 2 out of the 3 elements to perform flight maneuvers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sawyer comes over and they all start walking to physics. And then they get bags put over their heads and they are blacked out.
Yeah, like basically the chapter ends with them. For some reason, I don't know why, but they're obviously like Dorothy and like the Wizard of Oz gang, like skipping down like the
Oh,
yellow brick road,
absolutely.
and they're like, "I'm going to class, yeah!" And then all of a sudden, it's just like like just dead, like
Dead.
what happened?
Like, why are we here?
Which kind of happens, which leads us into our next chapter.
Yep. You want to start us off?
We are on chapter 14, and this is where the new coursework begins.
The RCS class.
Yes.
I can't tell you what
class.
that stands for. Did I say RCS?
Yes, you said it every time. But I'll say RSC.
Thank you.
I think
And
it's like Writer's Skills Circle.
Writer skill class?
There it is. Writer Skills class. That sounds a lot better.
Writer skill circle.
I mean, at least I didn't say round.
Okay, but I'm so
At least I didn't say like round, square, circle. Like.
But I'm just imagining them all. Okay, everybody, we're gonna be playing Duck, Duck, Goose. We're all gonna sit in a circle, sitting with our legs crisscross applesauce. Okay, Duck, Duck, Goose, and they go around. Okay, what do you know, Violet? Okay, now you have to go pick somebody and ask them a question.
Yeah, like it's really interesting because they are like waking up blackout, groggy. They're very much disoriented, and they are like looking across because they're bound. That's number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's number 2. They're bound, and they can see that they are now with infantry.
There you go.
There it is.
You got there. So proud.
The infantry cadets are there as well, and so that means that they are now starting their joint maneuvers, which is something that they knew kind of was going to happen, especially because they know that riders and infantry and everybody else, like in turn, it is an army. They all work together in some sort of way, and they also occupy the same outposts because there's always infantry at the outpost that she's seeing Zayden at, or Mira,
because infantry I mean, that's important to kind of see your playing field down on the ground. Like, yes, dragons fire raw, but also, I mean, if you don't know your playing field, you're not going to see it as well from the sky as you are the ground, obviously. Like, you can see big things, but like the small little things, like, oh, we can go hide in this tree because it's huge and there's a hollow hole. You're not going to see that from the sky.
Yeah. But then not only that it's not, I would not be surprised that, if the Griffin riders, I put it in air quotes, also had ground soldiers.
Absolutely. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they're very similar schools.
Yeah. Like Venin, they don't always are like on top of Wyvern. Like they're not always like floating through the sky. Like.
Yeah.
So.
Floating through the sky.
I mean, what? Like, what do they do? They said that they like glide. They like glide over the earth or something. So
yeah,
like they don't walk. Like
they glide.
Like, come on. Like,
I'm still gonna make fun of you. I don't care.
So.
And so they are starting their like
Their joint
combined
maneuvers
class.
together.
The joint maneuvers, yeah. And they're given drinks to, like, hey, they haven't had drinks in a while, like, here's a drink to help you wake up and things like that. And all of a sudden, all of them are like, I can't hear or talk to my dragon. Like, it's I could tell they're there, but it's fuzzy, it's dull. I can't. And they, like, realize that they gave them something to, it's dulling their connection to the dragons.
Yeah, like a dampening, like they got roofied. They roofied
Yeah.
them and they dulled their senses.
Yeah. Yep.
But also, as they're doing these joint maneuvers, they're kind of, they're now cut off. And they're given 2 maps, and the teachers kind of say, hey, this is what you guys are doing. You guys are going to, like, walk through and maneuver back to Bezgayath, and we'll see you there in a day. Correct, guys? Because you guys are supposedly, like, one of, they put all the squads together for a reason, and then they kind of just, like, open them up, let them out into the wilderness, and leave them.
Okay, bye. We'll see you in a day.
Oh, okay, goodbye. Have fun. Goodbye.
No food, no water. You're fine. We gave you that drink thing.
Yeah, we gave you that one tainted drink, and good luck. And they're given maps, and Ree has one, and the infantry
leader person,
head man dude has one as well. And it's so interesting because not only is it infantry and riders, but there's a single scribe that is there to record everything. And it's so interesting because this is a familiar face for Violet. She knows Elfie, and she's like, hey, what are you doing here? And Elfie's like, oh, well, I'm one of, like, the scribes that, like, wants to be in the field, and this is, like, what we're training for. And just through talking to her, they realize that this is, like, the, like, top squad, like, that they are like the heads of their classes and blah blah blah. And, like,
and I mean, we knew that from last book because they were the Iron Squad.
Yes. But not only, like, that the riders are the top squad, that, in the infantry, that is the top squad. Like, everywhere is. That Elfie is, the heads, like, the top scribe for this, like, branch of the scribe quadrant. So
so they have, like,
very
the
much
best group here. At least they're hoping that this is the best group that they could have put together for this.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see them struggle with this because there's a lot of banter about who's basically better. Is it, like, do riders work harder than infantry? Do infantry sacrifice just as much or if not more than riders do? Who bleeds red, like, who has, like, the reddest colored blood, really, is basically the argument going on. And they're kind of just, like, wandering around, and Elfie is just there writing everything down as they have these kind of rude interactions with each other. They're not really nice interactions.
Which I would never be able to be a scribe because I would okay, hold on one second. Let me rewrite that. Can you say that again? 1 second. I mean, nothing would get done. It would take a day to write, like, one, like, interaction.
Yeah, and then just how they're realizing that everybody has different skills, like, going into this. And then even, like, one of the infantry people, like, makes a dig at Elfie and is like, what are you here for? Like, you're not even contributing. Like, maybe you should, like, participate or say something. And she openly says, like, I'm an observer. I'm not here to participate.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing
I'm
my
here.
job, guys.
Just ignore me. I'm the cameraman.
Basically, like I
You don't
don't
interact
do
with the fourth
anything.
wall.
Yeah, I was like, I don't do anything. Do I have a lot of knowledge, like in terms of map reading and books? Absolutely. But
Like,
can I
would she
use
easily be probably the smartest, most
mm,
valuable member of that team? Absolutely. But she
yeah.
can't use it. She just gets to write.
Yeah, she's just like, oh
Which, can
no,
we talk
like
about that for a second? Like, how beneficial would it be to have a scribe on your, like, if you're out in the field, like in
mhm,
war or something? Like, if we're like past the Riders Quadrant in war, think how
mhm,
beneficial it would be to have a scribe on the field with you saying, okay, here are the maneuvers that we know they've done before.
mhm.
Here's this, here's that. This is over here. Let's go over here. And it would help them so much. And I feel like they don't utilize that. They're just putting them into the archives.
Yeah, but they are recording history.
Yeah.
That's what they're there for. They're there to write down everything that they see and to submit it to the archive to have a accurate depiction of their history. And also just so interesting because you think of scribes being so meek, but the scribes that go out into the field must be extremely like hardened people as well.
Yeah, and it's, if we think about it, all of the scribes that we've really seen have not been like hard and meek. Or what? Like meek and quiet.
I feel like the only one that we actually really have is Yesenia.
That is true.
Yesenia
And
is
she's
quite
quiet, but she's also deaf. Like,
well, okay, I can't. No. No.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. No. Yes, obviously. But she does still, you know, Kirkland coconut water.
Not a sponsor, but it should be.
It's not a sponsor, but it should be. That they have to be, especially not wanting to be in the archive and wanting to like see combat. Like we see Yesenia flinch when,
That's true.
like she hears that people die and like flinch like when she sees violence, like openly when she saw that rider like get taken, she was visibly shaken. She was
Yeah.
not the picture of like calm.
She's not
where
stoic.
Yeah, where Elfie is definitely a bit more stoic in terms of I'm assuming why she decided to go into that field.
Yeah. And, so they're all talking, they're making these comments and everything like that. And they also just keep kind of saying, like, we're the squad to beat. Like, we're the best squad. Let's make it count, kind of. Like, let's make them beat us. If we're the best squad, they're not going to be able to beat us. So let's make them try, And, then the writers are starting to give advice on how to deal with dragons. Because dragons are, if you haven't dealt with a dragon, that'd be so intimidating. And I know even writers get intimidated sometimes by like just like the awe of like, oh god, like I like these they're big, they're
But
scary.
it only comes up because they literally go into a field like into like a clearing and they're like, oh shit, what the fuck is that right there?
Yeah.
It looks
all
like
the writers like, it's a dragon, y'all. Like, what?
Yeah, I was like, that looks crazy. That looks like
breathe. It's a dragon. We are fine. Just do this, and like speed running a checklist. Like, don't do this, do this, do this, do this, don't do this. And Riddick is kind of being an asshole and making jokes about it. And their leader, Cohen, of infantry, is, also being an asshole. And they all just kind of go, wow, he's the Dane of infantry, isn't he? Yep.
Because we gotta have another one. We have to have one that constantly talks about the codex and like the what code of conduct, I think, is like for the
Because they don't
infantry,
have the
because they don't
codex.
have the codex. They have like the code of conduct.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, we need to do this according to the code of conduct. God.
which is really interesting that they have different booklets for like different things.
Well, the
Why
writers
is your
follow
code of
so the code of conduct is the same throughout all of the branches, the healers,
okay.
the scribes, infantry,
Mm-hmm.
and writers, but the writers have the codex as well, and the codex goes over the code of conduct, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
So
it's
I feel like
quite interesting to
it is
hear
so
that.
interesting. So interesting.
But they encounter the dragon in the field, and it's so interesting to see which dragon it is because I wasn't really expecting specifically this dragon to be there because I would have thought that it was going to be dragons of cadets that were
Present
participating in this, I don't know,
event.
class.
Yeah. And they see
It's
this
not.
dragon and they look at the map to see if like there's a way they can go around it or anything,
Hmm.
and they realize that the riders and the infantry got two different maps. They didn't get the same map.
After they've been walking around for like days. I thought they encountered, sorry. I thought they encountered the dragon, who is Jack Barlow's dragon.
Yep.
Very
So we
jarring.
see the orange dagger tail. That was Jack Barlow's dragon named.
Hmm.
I almost said Dane, and I was like, Dane is not this dragon's name.
Nope. Actually, it's not. Actually, I'm a human. Thank you very much.
It's not Kale either. Kane? Bane? Bane. No. It's something. It's the orange dragon tail. Whatever.
And they kind of like run through this list, and they're also trying to, keep everybody calm, and like they're slowly backing away because they know that they're not ready
Bade.
for Bade. I mean, it is a cool name.
Yeah.
Bade.
You were saying sorry, Kaylee.
They're trying to back away from Bade as slowly and as cautiously as possible because they don't have weapons. They were thrown out there, no weapons, no nothing. Nobody has like what they normally have, and they're not ready and they're not prepared and they will not win, and they know that. And they're trying to keep it like calm, collected, hops into, leader mode. I don't know how else to say that. Squad
She starts
leader
taking charge
mode.
of the squad.
Taking charge, saying riders up front, infantry in the back. Elfie, get in the way back. Get the fuck out of your kid, basically.
Yeah.
And everybody back away slowly and don't run. And then, it's so unfortunate that like sometimes things work out the way that they're supposed to and sometimes things don't. And they're backing away and everything's like is going okay, and then they notice which dragon. Ree's like, Violet, you need to get in the back, and Violet's like, I'm not going to get in the back because if Bade does decide to do like an attack, she's gonna go for me, and she's gonna go for me in the furthest back, which means that you guys are gonna get injured as well. And so Violet does stay up front to prevent her from doing anything. And, it happens where, one of them does break off and one of them does try to run, which is like unfortunate that like one of the infantry people did do that, because it does show that if you don't listen and talk about it, and Ree openly was like, I regret, like, we shouldn't have been bickering about this is what we should have been talking about. We should have been talking about
what are we
we
gonna
need
do
to
if we run into something? What are we gonna do for food? What are we gonna not bickering
just
about who's better and
anything.
who's
Yeah.
like
Who's
I'm
better
a
and
better
who's not.
quadrant.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then after that, obviously, like spirits are pretty low and they're just like wandering in circles, and it's you know, they're realizing that the infantry is actually better at catching food on the ground than they could ever be. And, Ree's frantic in terms of the beating herself up, and I wish that I was a better leader almost. And like, we should have been talking about this before. And like, this is the reason why you don't run, because people die. And it's just a shame that neither the riders or the infantry could swallow their pride enough to like work together so that they could have made it out of literally the first class's exercise all together as a group alive. Which then segues us into chapter 15, where it almost feels like they're just wandering in circles forever and ever and ever. And then they realize that there are certain things that each group is better at, The writers have a lot of skills in terms of knowing what to do when big things try to eat them. And the infantry has a lot of skills in terms of like catching food and like actual like ground maneuvers and things like that, which kind of leads them to be like, oh, well, we think we're in this forest. And then they're like, no, we have to be in this forest. And then they're like, no, like, look at the map. We have to be in this forest because of this landmarking here. And then that's when they realized they had two separate maps the entire time, which is why it basically felt like they were going in circles. And,
Which that would suck.
Like, also
like you're
just...
trying to...
Yeah.
You're just trying and trying. You're like, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Like, are we trying to get back to Vasgaeth? Like, they don't know what they're trying to do. And let's say they were trying to get back to Vasgaeth. That was the goal. And they have two separate maps. They're not going to get anywhere. Because, let's go this way. Oh, can you guys look at the map and tell us what way to go next time? Okay, that'll get you turned around.
Exactly. But then not only that, it's just like them debating about where they were even.
Takes up time.
Takes up a lot of time, and they ended up getting like extracted. I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
Picked up.
Yeah.
Saved. Found.
Yeah. Found. They're taken back to Vasgaeth.
I'm like, I don't know how else to say that, but
they're taken back to Vasgaeth. And they're given the antidote so they can actually talk to the dragons again. And Ree finally does confront Violet about how she's been acting and how she's been treating her. And she does say, and I know this is one of Kaylee's favorite lines, but I also really, really enjoy this line: if I'll be here when you're ready, because your friendship is precious to me.
I'm sorry, I really just can't get over
like,
how much I love. I just have to say it. I love that line. I love that line to my core, and I feel that line to my core, especially like I think that a lot of people may not value their platonic friendships, especially in like books. Like when people like see platonic friendships in media and books, it's always second fiddle to romance. It's always the second fiddle to like the love entrance, like the love interest and like their relationship and like the main character. It's never about the main character building platonic friendships that last a long time, friendships that are there to grow through the ups and downs. And I think that this line in particularly highlights how steadfast Ree is as a friend, and how lucky Violet is to have somebody that could ever say that to her. Because not gonna lie, I'd be upset, but it's also like, that's how like you actually have a real friend. When they're like, hey, I get it, you're going through your shit, I'll be here when you're ready. But I also love that gave her space to say like, hey, I get it, like you're going through that shit, and then like later on says, but also don't fucking lie to my face about it, because that's crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just like that's gotta crazy. I know I skipped ahead a little bit, and Ashley's gonna go back and do the whole thing, but like,
no, I just wanted to
my
comment on
favorite
something
thing.
you said, and it's like how media portrays like relationships where they're always going for like the romantic relationship, but I feel like it does say something as us as a society. Like, if you think about it, like all throughout high school, it's like, oh, like who are you gonna try to get with? And it's like I feel like you talk more about romantic, like it's just brought up more. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like it's in society, you don't ask somebody, oh, like how many friends do you have? It's, oh, like are you dating somebody? You know what I mean? Like in a society, that's what I meant. Shut up, Kaylee. I know it was a bad example.
I just thought it was so funny because I just imagine like little asexual Ashley just being like, la da da, are you guys fucking? Like, I'm so like, sorry, like,
you do that.
Are you guys like together? Like, I'm like, Ashley, no, no, nobody's like, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are doing, but
I mean, I was in the bathroom once in high school, and it was this person like talking about how she's like, oh, like I need to find a boyfriend. I'm like, okay, I don't need this information, thank you though. Like it was so apparent to me. I was like, okay. And so but like you do ask people, like you're more likely to ask. I've never asked somebody, how many friends do you have? Like it's always kind of like, oh, like are you dating somebody? And that's just kind of us as a society.
That's like one of my first date questions now. Do you have friends? It actually
valid.
is.
No,
like,
so valid. So
I
valid.
want to know. I want to know, like, if you have any like close friends, and how long have you been friends with them? Because I feel like that's actually going to tell me more about a person, like the person that you are, comparatively
than your previous relationship.
Yeah, like not gonna lie about it.
Like if you don't hold your friends close and dear to yourself, like why would I want to be with you since you don't hold people close? Like what's going to change about me?
Yeah, and it's well, why have those friends not stuck around? And then also, why have you chose to not balance out your life to be able to have friends and have a partner? Because I think that life is all a balancing act, and you should. And
it's hard, but you need.
I was like, well, first of all, you don't have to have a partner. Let's just like make it.
But
very
if you
clear.
have a partner, you need to have your friends too. You can't rely on your partner for everything. They can't be your emotional grounding all of the time. You need to learn to emotionally ground yourself. And you can go have a good time without your partner. Like, go hang out with friends. Go just have a good time without your partner. And please have a good time with your partner if you have a partner. But you can still have a good time without your partner, with friends. They're important too.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Would you actually continue the book now, Kaylee?
I don't know. I think we want Ashley to regale us more about his. I don't know. I just think like maybe I was like just focused on like so many other things in high school.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just thought it was so funny that you said it like that, and I was like, no, this is like what we were talking about in college. Like, I'm like, oh, maybe I was just like late to the game on that. Like, but like maybe I was just because like I did have like a pretty like serious partner, like boyfriend, like through high school. What are you doing too? I'm sorry. Ashley is like, I don't know, what looks like she's trying to like pull like air out of her eye. Like, I don't know what's happening now. What is going on?
There's a hair getting into my eyeball. And I'm trying, and it's not getting out.
Okay.
Oh God. I'm crying.
Yeah, she is. Oh man.
Yeah, we got it.
It
hopefully.
Happens.
Ow.
And it's just like, it's so beautiful to see them have this friendship, right? Ashley, it's so beautiful for people to have friendships.
It's why I'm crying, yes. Wow, their friendship is so beautiful.
Yeah, you know, like she started talking, like thinking about our friendship, and it just brings
I
her to
did.
tears every
Yeah,
time.
it does. But I do like the portrayal of a friendship like this because, like Kaylee did say, we don't see that a lot in books, and I hold a lot of my friendships so like close to my heart, and like they're so important to me. I mean, you could ask Kaylee. I call her so well. We call too much, but like, I mean, she's always there for me, and I'm always there for her. And it's like like if we can't be, we still know we're there for each other when we can't be.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's I have other friends other than Kaylee. It might shock you. And
You know, I don't think people think that.
yeah, no,
I
I think
think
we
people
really
only think that I have friends.
Wow. I have other friends other than Kaylee, and Kaylee has other friends other than me. Contrary to other opinions, apparently. And it's I hold all of them so close because I mean, I am a very social person. I can talk for hours and hours and hours. AKA, we have a podcast. But I mean, like, I think I would talk if I only had one person to go through for that, I would talk their ear off. I mean, I don't think that would end well at all. And it's also one person can't be everything. Like I have friends I like horses. I have friends that are into horses. I have friends that aren't into horses. I have friends that are into theater. I like theater. I have friends that are into, like just so many different aspects that I really enjoy myself that they might not enjoy. So that's why you have other friends that enjoy that as well.
Exactly, you know. Like
And
I
we
said,
like the
finding that
portrayal.
balance.
Exactly. And it's like you were saying, I love the portrayal of a friendship that does get highlighted very often. And also, like we've said before, Rebecca Yarros is not afraid for her characters to call each other on their shit. And we very much don't see that very often in friendships. You might see that in like relationships and other, typically in like other books, but like friendship, I feel like you really don't see people call each other out at all.
Especially like I think that it is refreshing for it to be women calling each other out in terms of, hey, let's be better, and not like oh my god, we're like jealous and we're calling each other out because I need to prove to this dude that I'm better than her.
Yes, it's not they're not trying to
done
call each other
maliciously.
out.
Yeah,
What?
it's not done maliciously.
No, it's not done maliciously, and it's not done for a man. It
Yeah.
is done for the benefit of their friendship and for each other.
Which I think is absolutely amazing to like see
Yes.
in books, but also like I'm not gonna lie about it. Like I really resonated with that line. Just the like whatever you're going through, you can do it. Just I'll be here whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then, beautiful side tangent, very important side tangent. I mean, as a podcast of two best friends, I feel like that was very important.
It's very, very important.
It is. At least, if it's not, it's important to us. Therefore, it is important. And so then, they take the antidote, like we said, and they do note that it tastes sweet.
Yes.
Like the antidote is sweet. And that the antidote is a new development this year. Like, this has not been done any previous year.
Well, the
So
antidote
that's
and
new.
the drug.
And the drug. Sorry.
And the drug.
Like, the drug,
is
the entire
crazy.
thing has never been done before.
Yeah.
And so in previous years, they have not drugged writers to not be able to communicate with their dragons. That is new. That has never happened before.
Interesting. Like,
it is. It really is. Like, why are you starting that now?
Well, they like Ree says it. Ree kind of mentions it to Violet. Like, this is why I think there's something going on. Like, what are they doing?
Like, why would they make something that weakens us? Like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah. And, Violet does, in this whole ordeal, mention, like, keeping secrets from her is going to shred their friendship. She knows it. She knows this isn't going to end well. She doesn't like keeping the secrets, but she has to protect them. And Kaylee's doing a bajillion air quotes.
Yeah. You keep telling me that you have to do these things, and yet you're sitting over. I'm sorry. You keep telling me that you have to lie to them, and now you're justifying your lie to keep them safe when your boyfriend did the same thing. And you're fucking pissed at him, and you're like, "You're not my boyfriend. We're breaking up." I'm sorry. I just like
That was a beautiful Violet impression, Kaylee. And, so Taryn did end up, because they took her when Xaden was visiting. So she wasn't able to see Xaden while he was there.
They were only supposed to be out there for a day, but they actually stayed out there longer because they weren't able to complete it. So
yep. And Violet told Taryn to go see Sigil. Right before they took the drug, they're like, so go see Sigil. I don't want to be a reason.
Yeah, that you didn't get to see Sigil.
That you didn't get to see Sigil. And so he did get to see her for a couple hours, and Violet does say again, like, oh, like, I'm missing Xaden. I want to talk to him about, like, this drug, and I want to talk to him about, like, everything. Like, that was just weird. And she says to Taryn, she's like, every instinct is telling me that I'm not going to see him next week.
Yeah. Which is crazy, because, like, Taryn is, like, reassuring her, like, oh, like, don't worry, like, you're going to see him next week. Like, you'll see him next week. And she's like, I just have this feeling, like, this, like, sinking feeling. I'm not.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to see him for a while. Like, not just, like, next week, but for, like, a while.
Which is crazy. But that sums up our chapters.
Yeah, it does. And now we are moving into the spoiler section. So, spoilers, please.
Spoilers.
So if you're reading along with us and you avoid spoilers, here's what we'll say. I hope you have a good week. We will see you next week for chapters 16 and 17. And we hope that you have a lovely week, and we'll see you next week. And if you are here for the spoiler section, welcome. Welcome to the spoiler section. We are lovely. We are so happy to have you. Let's dive further into the void to talk about spoilers.
Let's do it.
Ow. Well, how did you feel about these chapters, Kaylee, and the little things that we have discovered?
I mean, are we going to start off with the beginning excerpts, because
yes,
I feel like they're kind of important. I also just, like, there's something that we didn't talk about adding into the spoiler that I want to add into the spoiler.
Okay. Do you want to write it down, or do you want to talk about it right now?
No, I'll write it down. You're right. Okay. You're right. I should write it down, and I should be responsible. Oops. And, like, I'll write it down. And
I apologize if that was loud. Okay, so our first beginning excerpt is for chapter 13. We're doing 14, 15, 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm on the wrong chapter.
13, 14, and 15.
13, 14, 15. You're right. I was on the right chapter. Why was I confused? I keep thinking we're on chapter 16. Like, we were taking notes, and I literally I'm like, we're on chapter 16. And Kaylee's like, no, we're not. Where are you getting chapter 16?
I was
and I'm
like, where are you?
I don't know, man.
Like,
I'm just like 16. Like, it's just in my head. Anyway, so chapter 13, and its beginning excerpt is, through the chain of command, though the chain of command may be consulted, the final say in any academic punishment or repercussion lies within the commandant's office. Article 5, Section 7 of the Dragon Riders Codex. Which is so interesting on how one person gets to say the punishment. Like,
yeah.
Like, yes, there is a chain of command, but it all goes through one person.
Which is so interesting, because, like, why would Beskayeth do that? Like, as a college?
Yeah, like, if we put that into the real world, that is not okay. Like, it has to, you go through, like, if you...
Like, there's channels to go through.
Yeah, like, so many channels to go through.
Like, why does the DMV not work like that? Nobody knows.
Yeah, no, nobody knows. Also, nobody knows why. I don't understand why there's no DMV here in Michigan.
I'm sorry, I got confused. What?
There's no DMV in Michigan. You heard me correctly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? I love that for you guys, actually. That
Yeah.
seems altogether just like a
The
nice
DMV
place.
sucks.
It's the
Especially in
worst.
like a crowded city. Like,
Don't ever go to the DMV in Los Angeles. It's the
never.
worst.
It's the
Don't
worst.
do it. It's
Never.
so bad.
It's so bad. 0 out of
Don't
10.
come
Literally
here.
drive like if you're in that area, miles. Drive so far. Avoid it like the plague. And so, chapter 14's beginning excerpt is there is a natural distrust that must be overcome between infantry and cadets and riders. This exists mainly because riders will never trust that infantry has the courage to hold the line when dragons arrive, and infantry will never trust that dragons won't eat them.
I mean, you saw it. You saw
Yeah.
the big divide. That was the biggest divide of whether or not these riders can keep us safe and whether or not you're not going to fucking run because
Yep.
But it's hard to
It's
say
so
that because that's not their dragon. Like, it's so different, I feel, like when
if it's your dragon.
Yeah.
I also think it's really interesting, and you think if they see this divide happen all of the time, you think they would want them working together a bit more. Like, okay, infantry, you're going to go work with the riders in this class, and we're going to watch them at the fight field.
Exactly.
You know, like, incorporate it a bit more, kind of how they were incorporating, like, yes, they're incorporating them together here, but, like, previously. Like, why are you just throwing them into the world? You know what I mean? So then, chapter 15 is there's a course second year that I can't tell you about other than to say it's hell. My only advice, don't piss off anyone else's dragon. And that's from the Book of Brennan.
And honestly, I feel like this was the course that they were talking about. They were like,
oh, absolutely.
Don't piss off anybody else's dragon because you don't know what dragon is going to be waiting out there in that field. You know?
Yeah.
And I think like that was very well shown, especially for Bade being there. Like, I was not really expecting Bade to be there, but
no,
you know, out of all of the dragons that hate her the most, yeah, what a choice.
Yeah, and did they put Bade there, or was Bade just happened to be there? Like, was that, oh, she didn't bring in Darna, let's just do a little more. Let's just push her a little bit more. Like, of all the dragons, I mean, there's hundreds of dragons. What are the chances of it being Bade?
So it's just interesting that, like, that is used. And that Brennan does tell them about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So would you like to start us off with the other little spoiler things that we found in this section?
The thing that I want to talk about first is actually within the first chapter anyway.
I'm excited.
Specifically about him being beaten. So the reason why I'm like, oh, I want to like kind of talk about this in the spoiler section about him being beaten is because, you know, Varish is known for interrogation. Brutal interrogation for where people die after, which is why he was shipped to the school so that he would stop killing prisoners. And the fact that they're like, oh, he was brutally beaten, I am like, what was this book? What information did they feel like they needed to like interrogate this cadet for?
Yeah. And also, it does foreshadow for Violet being beaten for, 5 days straight?
Yeah.
Trying to get any information out of her?
Yeah, towards the end of the book. But also, like, I also think that, you know, it makes me think, was that one of the first cadets that they used Jack Barlow on? Because they openly said that they used Jack to, like they, I don't know, basically gave him sacrifices of people to like try to like help interrogate or to put up against in the sparring ring to see how well they've dampened Jack's like
yeah
power. And so I'm like, is was it Jack? Was it Varish? It's very interesting to think about.
And I am curious on what book they tried to take, or like what they didn't return right away. And like, oh, like what book was it? Or was that just an excuse?
I think it was an excuse.
Yeah.
I absolutely think it was an excuse. Because, like, if it was just you didn't, like, return it on time, so many people don't return so many things, like, not on time. Like, why was this one book being out for, like, a day later the end of the world? You know? I don't think that could be the case. It had to be something about what the book held or why people would think that they would want to, like, find out about that.
It is so interesting. Like, it either is apparently a very important book, but also I would not be shocked if that was for Jack. Like, oh, how strong is he?
Yeah.
What is he doing? Are we dampening him? Which we do find out that they are using the same drug that they drugged the writers with on Jack to keep him from, sucking and killing everybody. Like, sucking their powers. And
which is, like, so interesting that, like, that's the main reason, like, why they made the drug. Wasn't for the writers, but also but Varish, like, says that he likes the fact that the drug was made. He likes the fact that the drug was made so that it's easier to interrogate writers.
Yep.
Which is so interesting to, like, hear. So, I mean, I did just want to talk about, like, him being beaten and, like, what that could actually, like, mean for the series.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I do feel like that does play a big part.
Yes, a very, very big part.
And even if it's just surface level, we see Violet get beaten later. And so it is interesting in how it's bitter and sweet. Like, noticeably bitter and sweet.
Yeah, that the drug is very bitter and then the antidote is very sweet. And I find it so interesting that they started using it.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't need to use it. Like,
No.
yeah, they're developing it, but they
did.
don't need to use it on the writers.
Like, they could have just kept using it on Jack Barlow or any venom that they...
Yeah, like, why, like, I guess, what was the significance of them finding out that it works for them as well? Like, what was the significance?
Like, how did you figure that out? Like, how did you figure out that it dampens it like that specifically for writers?
It's also like I wonder if they were developing it so that, they could use it as, yes, an interrogation tool.
Yeah.
For the writers to be, like, more relaxed or something, but also, like, as a tool to cut their dragons off so that the dragons don't feel that their writer is dead yet.
Ooh. How interesting. Because I don't remember exactly, but I don't think this is used after Varish is dead. Because I don't remember it at all once they get to Erasure. Like, this was a Varish thing.
I don't really remember, but I do think that they did. I thought they did mass produce the antidote just in case. Like,
well,
when
I
they got to Erasure.
They might have, but I don't think the drug has been used since.
No, I don't think the drug has been used.
But I do remember them. Yes, they have, just in case they get
mass produced it. Just in case they were like, oh, that's crazy. We should definitely make this antidote now.
Yep. And we also thought it was interesting, kind of keeping on because, they were in the field and wow, it all flows perfectly because that's what they were doing. How shocking.
Crazy.
Alfie, a scribe on the what's it called? The field. How interesting.
I mean, I'm not surprised because, like,
no, absolutely
how
not.
else are they getting their news when they openly said that, like, if riders and infantry people like die in battle all the time, how are they like, making reports all the way back and then
Mhm.
people are transcribing them? So it makes
Yeah.
sense that these scribes are here.
Mhm.
But I loved that what she said was really I'm here to observe, not to
Mhm.
participate. And I love that because I think that that is such a scribe thing, that how much have they seen?
Mhm.
How much history have they changed? Because it is coming from somebody,
Yeah.
you know, if that person didn't like you,
Oh no, we're gonna change
how,
you to be a little bit more bad than you were.
yeah, like how could that really influence history like that?
Yeah. And like you said, it is interesting how she said like, "I'm here to observe," even though, like I said in the non-spoiler section, they could probably be such a huge help if they participated.
Mhm.
They have so much knowledge. I mean, we see how Violet helps.
Yeah.
We see how she's helping as having scribe background into a writer. And we're seeing how much she's able to piece things together around her note because she has so much knowledge. And so it's if we had a full-fledged, fully gone through school scribe helping them.
Mhm. But the fact that they're not trained to help them, or like not trained to like be like, "Hey, maybe we should not repeat history." They
Mhm.
just like let them do it. They're just like, it's okay. They'll be
Yeah.
fine.
But it's
It's
okay.
cool.
History
They
can
got
repeat itself.
that,
It's okay. Yeah. I do think that's interesting and how. And we do know that Yesenia is
Mhm.
helping though. So we're seeing a little bit of that change. Like she's helping find
Yes.
knowledge. She's helping in her own way. She's helping find knowledge. She's helping in
Mhm.
that way. But we do know later in the book, she joins the revolution.
Yeah,
She
she does.
joins and she's not in the front lines, but she's gathering more information and she's saying, "This is what I learned. Here's how it's going to help you." Like she's not keeping quiet. She's
Mhm.
participating in her way that she can.
Yeah, which I think is really important. Just to see later on, to see how she steps up. I
Mhm.
also just think that it's important to see scribes in this manner to, I guess, get more of like a depiction of history.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, I would assume that scribes sit in on interrogations. I would assume
Yeah.
that scribes sit in on meetings. I would assume that, like, scribes are literally everywhere.
Mhm.
And they go unnoticed because they don't talk and they are there to observe and
Yeah,
to
but it's so
record.
interesting. Yeah. But from what we've seen, I mean, they're not at Basgiath. They're not recording really anything at Basgiath.
Mm-hmm.
They have an archives at Basgiath, but they're not out and recording things at Basgiath,
Yeah. So
which
interesting that they
is
also.
interesting because how good of a recount are we getting from Yesenia? Just to throw that in.
I think, I think that it changes because if you think about it, it does change when she joins Erasia, but these are also recovered correspondence. So Yesenia didn't necessarily like,
She wasn't there for all this.
yeah, like that's like she definitely wasn't there for all of it. And
I'm so sorry. Imagine a scribe's Yesenia sitting there while like Zayden and Violet are having sex.
that's no,
So sad.
uncomfortable. So
Awful.
uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable.
No, that's not
No.
okay.
Absolutely not.
No.
We would not want any scribe to have to go through that ever.
It's so weird. No, Ashley, that was a weird thought. You should have kept that inside. That was weird. I don't like
Sorry.
thinking about it. It makes me feel weird.
I apologize. Anyway, you were saying.
I don't know, Ashley. What was I saying? I can't think.
Oh, we were talking about how it's recovered correspondence.
Yeah. Yes, so they're the recovered correspondence. They're not necessarily like her dictating it
Mm-hmm.
because, reports that come from these scribes from the front lines are reports, not recovered
Yep.
correspondence,
Mm-hmm.
recovered like correspondence, I would assume relates specifically to letters that have been written that have been recovered.
Wow, how shocking. I had no idea.
I know. That's why I wanted to
And
explain it to you.
and so it's interesting that green dragons know health, and I'm curious of what more do they know about health? Are they maybe a key about the venom?
Mm,
Because health wise, you
mm-hmm.
know? And what do the other dragon species know that we don't know yet? Like, what do they kind of like? Do they all
Yeah,
specialize a
like
bit?
I'm interested also to see what maybe is the significance of that because they also say that green dragons are the mildest of like they're the most
They're docile. They're more
rational.
docile. Yeah, they're most
Well,
rational. There we go.
well, the reason why they're the most docile is because they are the most rational.
Yeah, there you go. We got
uh,
there eventually.
which I think is a big thing. Like the fact that they are, supposedly more docile because they're the most rational
Mm-hmm.
of the dragon species, which is really interesting to like think about.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's also has something to do with the health thing, but also maybe it could come out later that they have like healing magic or like
Ooh.
maybe like writers that you know have green dragons have like protecting healing signets only.
Yeah, or something along those lines.
Yeah,
Or
like
like,
maybe like certain signets correlate with certain dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And speaking of dragons, Bane being there.
Yeah, the fact that Bade is there, once again, it's like the imminent Jack is going to come back because I personally think that Bade was there because they asked,
Jack.
they asked Jack to ask her because Jack, by the end of the book, does openly say Bade was so easy to manipulate
Yeah.
into becoming what I needed her to become. And I do think that it's interesting to see that because I do think that that was probably one of the first interactions that they probably had with each other, like Jack and Bade, like after Jack, quote unquote, died,
Mm-hmm.
zombie Jack, zombie Jack Barlow. um,
Have you seen the memes that are like that are Jack like, oh, who would be able to survive like the Titanic, a volcano, a like a tornado,
mhm.
a like listing all these things, and the end is fucking Jack Barlow. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
very,
really
very
funny.
clearly, yes.
Yeah.
Literally, a mountain was like pushed on top of this man, and he's still alive. Like, that's kind of crazy to think about. Like, an entire mountain, like, she brought down an entire avalanche on this man, and he's still kicking. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But also, like, I wonder.
But we know that. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I wonder if that's why the dragons were so eager to separate from the venom because certain dragons were more manipulated in terms of I will let a venom ride me because they that sentimentality almost of
That
that
or
is my
maybe
rider.
they didn't like the idea of humans living longer than them.
Yeah.
Puts them less in control.
Mhm.
And another thing that I was about to say, if I remember what it was, I know that we know later it's Nolan. I mean, Jack has been Venom for a while. Like, this is
Mhm.
not new information. We know
Yes.
this from book one with the fight on the
Mhm.
mat. He venons through her.
Channels.
Thank you. I was like, there's a word. I don't remember the word.
I was like,
He
yeah,
channels.
we could venom through people too. Like, cool.
And so he channels through her on the mat in like chapter 13. Like it's
Yeah.
early in the book. And so, and we know that Nolan isn't trying to fix him. He's just trying to, like, he's trying to fix him, not bring him back to life. Like he's trying to figure out a way to
unvenify him.
And the best that they have come up with is dulling it.
Yeah, is the drug is dulling him so that the sage doesn't come and take him away, basically.
Yeah.
So that the sage, like, you know, quote unquote, doesn't find him.
Yep, because if the sage comes and finds him, then their whole lie and their whole secret will be revealed. Like, they're in such a sticky situation now.
But also, like, not only that is, like, they lose their guinea pig. They lose their guinea pig. They lose, like, the power that they have over this unresearched magic, basically.
Yeah. At least not researched to the knowledge that we know.
Yes, exactly.
Not to what we know, which
no.
I guarantee you there's been books upon books about this. Back 600 years ago.
Either 600
or like when the
years
three
ago,
brothers
or
split.
just even like yeah. But like not only that is these books were retranscribed like what, 25 years ago?
Yep. Where are they?
Exactly. So
there
like,
has to be knowledge. Yep.
So
yep.
Like if scribes do hold all the power and they're constantly being like revised, or like they're not like calling it revisions, they're calling it what are they calling it?
Transcribed?
Yeah, like retranscribed things, and I'm like, I don't know, guys. Seems sketchy.
It does. And you could tweak a couple words and it changes so much. And like they said, like the language hasn't changed. How has it changed that much in 25 years? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but also it's like but also like, you know, maybe we shouldn't be so judgy about that. Maybe the language has, maybe like that's just like a language that they no longer speak because common is more accessible.
That's true. That is true. How interesting.
Because like it would make sense, it would make sense that the elite would have access to reading and writing, like knowledge, and have further reading and writing knowledge than anybody else. But I also think it's like the idea of the elite wanting to hide what is going on from the common people. And so if you rewrite it in the common tongue and say, what do you mean? We have retranscribed it into a way that is now accessible for everybody.
You could hide
and you don't get to see the original documentation. You don't get to see like the original because you don't technically know any better.
Yeah.
So
how interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Ugh. People deserve to know the truth. It's not that hard. And you know, it's very interesting. Like we already kind of talked about, they're weakening their writers. Very interesting.
Yeah, like that's even like a want or a need or a necessity that they have to.
Yeah, like it's. You feel like in the school they'd want to strengthen their writers, not weaken them. Like, oh, let's get you stronger and stronger and stronger. And I get, like, if it was to the point of like, okay, what if someone else gives you this drug? This is how it feels. Go maneuver around it.
Exactly.
But it doesn't feel that way at all.
It doesn't. It doesn't feel like that at all. It also feels like they're taking advantage of them. It's like these are like Versh's test guinea pigs, and that's kind of it, you know?
Yep.
Also, just like, I'm sure that it was hard because of like that drug. Like, I'm sure they would have gotten through the exercise sooner, and she would have been able to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we know that she wanted to see him. We know that she wanted to talk about the book. She wanted to talk about that writer dying. She wanted to
Yeah.
talk about Sloane. She wants to talk about, like, her life and what it's like without him.
Yeah, like, hey, like, this is all the information that I'm gathering here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is important.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not that he doesn't think that that information is important. It's just, I feel like everybody around her knows what is and isn't important, and knows that if we keep them apart, like, we can't keep their dragons apart, but if we can keep them apart, it could
It'll help
help
us.
us. Yeah.
Yep.
It'll
And so that's what they're
benefit
trying to
us.
do. And how at the end of chapter 15,
Mm-hmm.
Violet's like, I don't think I'm going to see him next week. And we know she doesn't. Like,
Yeah, like that sinking feeling of like, oh man, like
I'm not going to see him for a while.
like I don't know how well this is gonna work out. Like,
Yeah. Like, they're going to try to take me every time.
Yeah. But like not only that is like, they also send Xaden off so many times,
Mm-hmm.
It's not just her like, being taken every like other week. It's also like him being sent out,
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like the entire chain of command almost is like in on this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's just keep these two apart. Their
Mhm.
dragons can see each other, so we don't have to deal with that. These two are not going to see each other.
Yeah.
No more conspiring.
Conspiracies? Conspiring?
Conspiring with each other.
Got it. Okay, I was like, you did not say a word, but I know that you tried to say
Conspiring.
Oh, a word. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried. I attempted.
There you go.
I
was
did
like,
it.
Good job.
Thank you. I guess, like, one other thing that I possibly wanted to talk about was, we mentioned it in the non-spoiler, but it is interesting how, like, all three branches, so the Griffins, Dragons, and Venom, all probably have a very similar school set.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I feel like they have a very similar school set, and I'm curious of what the other ones are hiding too. Because at least the Griffins seem to know what the fuck is at least going on.
I mean, I feel like the Griffins, like, out of everybody, I feel like the Griffins know the most.
Yeah.
Because the Griffins, for some reason, have a very clear-cut concept about the wards in terms of, like, this is how, like, this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the Venom don't seem to know how the wards are, like, necessarily made. And, like, at least currently at the time of this, like, book, like, yeah, I think, like, the Venom do know, like, how it's made, but they stay away from that stuff because that could kill them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just, like, the interesting. It's also, like, interesting because to think that the Venoms do go through school, that they do have a very similar setup.
They have a similar but yet different setup, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's more fast-tracked, but it is going to be very similar to Bezgaia.
And, like, and there's chains of command. Like, you go to the Sage, then you go up to whatever. Like, you keep going up and up and up, kind of like how Navarre works and how the Griffin Riders work. And it's also like, we don't know much at all, even up to book 3. We know more in book 3 about Venom. It's like, okay, let's say we know that they don't have any feelings, I guess. Like that. I remember that being like, they don't have emotions.
They say that they're just like heartless, but it's also like, I don't know, the Grinch supposedly was heartless too. And his heart grew three times as big.
Wow.
For love. And, like, that's how Violet is going to make him, like, not a Venom anymore, because she's going to love him so much. I'm so sorry. I can't even keep it together, like trying to like keep that going. But no, I understand like what you mean by like,
And it's like, can two Venom have a
mm-hmm.
kid, and would that kid be Venom? Like, it's only possible to have become a Venom by channeling yourself. Like, we don't know anything really about that.
That's a good question, actually, because I was like,
Thank you. Like,
I
we
don't
think we
know.
haven't seen that happen, but also that's never been talked about.
It's never been talked about, but I also think like that goes like back into the theory that like Violet's mom herself is a Venom.
Yeah.
That she channeled like while like the birth was happening. But I'm gonna say it, I don't think that she is. And this is why. Because at the end of this book, the end of this book, when she,
this all happens in the middle of the book.
Okay, whatever. When she sacrifices it herself, when she dies.
Oh no, that's the end of the book.
Thank you. Yeah, calm the fuck down. I know that this is the end of the book. When Violet's mom dies, like you see them like look into each other's eyes, and she just says nothing about like red in her mother's eyes.
Yeah.
She says that her mother's eyes are, kind, regretful. Like she regrets a lot, and like, she was able to give them the closure that they needed, but in no terms, way, or fashion did it ever look like even there was like a rim,
Mm-hmm.
And if like she was, why have they not done all the experiments that they're doing on Jack Barlow with her?
Yeah.
And if she was, why was she not taken by the sage? So yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It seems like a not.
We do not believe that she is Venom. We believe,
and I don't think that you can pray away the Venom. No. I know that that's gonna be crazy for some people.
But you cannot.
Yeah, especially because like the theory that she was dedicated to Dune,
but then taken away. Like she wasn't fully dedicated.
Like while her mom was pregnant, and that's why like she had like that's why she like Violet's mom is no longer a Venom, because she dedicated her baby to Dune, and Dune wouldn't let that baby be born like half Venom or whatever people would like to say. But like, I just don't think that you can pray the Venom away. Period. That's Kaylee's 2 cents. You can't pray this away, and you're not going to be able to dedicate your child enough to get that away.
Yep. Yep.
So.
And but I do agree, like, I think it just, there are signs of it. Like, I guess, like, but also, Violet was a little kid. Like, her mom could have been crying. Like, like, there's other ways that her eyes could have been red. And so I think we're going to see a bit more also, about like, that. But I do think it'd be
flying at night in, like, sleet, wind, and snow. Like, if you took off your goggles because you were crying because you couldn't see through your goggles, like, flying and at also, like that high of an altitude, like working for hours upon end, like
absolutely. And I know we don't know exactly how old Violet was when that happened. Did she just find out Brennan died, or did she find out Brennan was a Venom, and that's why her dad went into finding out about Feathertails before he died?
I don't think that's so, why, like, she was crying. I feel like I don't think so, because I don't think, they say that Violet's dad was, died from grief. That was like the thing, that he died from grief. But I think Violet's dad died because of his research, and I think that he was doing his research not to like save anybody from being a Venom. I think he was know. Well, I think he was doing it to see if harnessing Feather's tails could stop Venom. I don't think that it's the how do we not become Venom. I think it's like, how do we stop this?
Yeah.
And I also just don't think that Well, they don't know. They openly don't know. Neither of the parents know that Brennan is alive, because by the end of this book, when Brennan walks in and the mom is like, "You, what the fuck is that? Like, my ghost child came back to life." Like, you can't lie about that, you know?
No. But I do think it's interesting that who was it? One of the teachers knows he was there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's interesting. Like, why
It's
keep
Kaori,
that?
right?
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah, Kaori knows. I think Kaori kept it because they knew where the parents were. They knew where they stood by the end of the revolution.
Yeah.
And they knew that if they said anything, they, death. But also, like, was that the night that she found out that Brennan needed to be sacrificed? That she had to do that, or else everybody else would be put in danger as well.
Yeah.
But also at the same time,
there's so many different things, and it's also
there's so many different theories, but I don't know like, then again, like, you think about it, it's like where was Brennan at that time? Like, there's like so many different theories that you could say to that, but
and like we know that he died, and he was brought back. We don't know much other than that. We don't know if he fully died, but we know that
he was badly injured.
Yep, and
he
then
was badly injured.
And he has a rune on his hand. And I also do think it's interesting. Out of all of the other people in the book, he is the only, out of 3 that are named characters at least, that has an orange dragon too. He has an orange dragon.
I mean, so does Varish.
Yeah, and so does Jack. But, like, do you see the correlation? Like, they're both kind of
like they're all evil, but also, I don't know. I think maybe just oranges are like the most
aggressive.
Yeah, they do say that they are the most aggressive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But what an interesting set of chapters. So much to talk about.
There's so many things to talk about, and a lot of like theories I feel like start coming up, especially like when we get into like the middle of this book, which is really nice to hear and nice to see, and it's very exciting.
It is. And so if you could do all of the things, all of the buttons, the likes and comments and subscribes, all of them, it is much appreciated. We appreciate all of your guys' support. And we'll see you guys next week for chapter 16 and 17.
Yep. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And the last thing that we have to say is, what did the void say to you?